Hi friends, welcome back to Dergy be playing Gnosia. Woo! So, before we get started here, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, all the normal shit, leave a comment, that'd be really awesome, and let us, without further ado, jump into our next role, which will be guard duty. And we're just going to keep cycling, and when we get to bug, we'll change our skills, and then just keep cycling and try to win as many games as I can in between. Generally, if I start realizing there's, specific reasons, specific ways to get through things, then do that, but yeah. And then eventually we'll be able to have a search function. That'll be very nice, but not yet. So Raqio will be our other guards person. I was about to say guardsman, but that's a little bit improper. They want to be referred to as they. Okay, so who's a liar, huh? Watch out, I'm gonna find you. Well, it'd be great if you found liars, but you could also very well be a liar yourself, comment. This game, man. If even one interaction goes by and... Or maybe two, depending on how brave I feel. No, I'm thinking it'll be fine, and I won't be talking too much. If I let someone else talk in between stating the other rules, I'm just gonna kind of see... or causing I'm not stating the rules, but saying they should step forward. But at the same time, if not everyone steps forward, that leads to some interesting, in the first one, that leads to some interesting ways to find Gnosia. If you wait for a while and the engineer finally comes... engineers, plural, finally come forward later, and they say someone's a Gnosia and it doesn't match up with the number of Gnosia there should be, or, someone's a human and it doesn't match up with, the amount there should be relative to how many people are left, that kind of a thing, right? It's easier to catch them in the act doing that later on, but at the same time, having all of this stuff out on the table at the beginning makes you wary of everyone. So I think... Well, I don't know, I like having all that, who the real ones are, trying to figure out. I might, what? I'm gonna experiment with not doing that. See how it affects this game and future games, experiment with not doing that for a few games. There's a lot of, I feel like, really interesting strategies you could take with this game. I think I'm just gonna try that, because clearly there's something I'm doing that isn't working super well, or several things, or it really might just be a lot of bad luck, or a lot of bad not really... utilizing my stats well, or my stat build is not really great in general for some reason. Again, I don't really know why I've been losing so much, and I'm trying to figure that out. I'm trying to figure out how to win more often, but clearly this game is very chance-based regardless. There's so much randomness. So I think, honestly, it's pretty hard for most people to win most or all of the time. And the game doesn't even progress just if you win. So, yeah. Also... random tangent, but I was going through my editing and I realized that, not only is Jonas's behavior concerning, I think he was planning something. I even have an idea what it is, but that's spoilers, and I also might be wrong. But I'll talk about that later when it comes up. But I feel like Jonas might have been planning something for us, even regardless of the Gnosia thing that was dastardly, like killing us all for whatever the fuck reason, or who knows, I don't know. So, we'll see. I mean, I kind of have an inkling, but I'm not saying, because spoilery territory. It's something I've alluded to before, and that's all I'm going to say about that. Regardless, speaking of guards and regardlessness, guard duty. That thing that me and Raqio are this time. You stated that being guard duty, you couldn't possibly be Gnosia, and that the other guard duty could prove it. I can confirm. Dergy and I remained here on the ship. Our alibis are solid. I'm still an asshole, but this time I'm on Dergy's side. And I was about to say, so I'm okay, but in Raqio's case, that's not really true, but it's a little bit better than Yuriko's, so I guess I'll take that, but regardless. And I'll just kind of let everything else happen for the moment. First, we must consolidate. Okay, yeah, people are having people step forward anyway. I'll just let that happen, and if the engineers don't happen now, they could provide an interesting set of clues later, so I'll just kind of let that be. I'm able to use the medical equipment, so I can send people in cold sleep. I can tell if they're Gnosia or not. And, yep, at least one liar. Hate to say it, but Otome's lying. Guess I gotta come forward. I'm the doctor. Oh, 2 liars. That's a lie. The only doctor on this ship is me. Okay, just the 3. I was like, please no 4, please no 4, please no 4. Aha, more of the position of doctor. Thanks, all of you. This will help weed out the Gnosia. Yeah, I'll really be checking those doctor reports. And I won't even, like, if no one else does it, I won't introduce the engineers this time. See what that changes. Maybe it makes it easier, at least, like, this time. Again, there's so many variables that, yeah, it's difficult to plan for. Even close to all of them, and plans aren't really as much my thing as much as intuitive action-taking, as far as, like, winning games of all kinds. You know, it's just how I do. But, I'm better and better at plans all the time. Feels good. Regardless, maybe you could say I'm not, but I certainly strive to be, but I really feel like planning is not my strong suit, and that there is certainly a time and place for someone who tends to be more spontaneous in pretty much any kind of endeavor. Especially, you know, being an entertainer like this, I would say spontaneity, I bet has a really big factor in why all the people that I, you know, love on YouTube, you know, are people that I love watching so much and listening to so much. I'm just gonna about Chippy, eh? Now she might actually have caught him lying. And she might just be trying to get him got because he's a human. You're not a Gnosia, I should say. Because he could also be a bug or AC follower as well. And AC followers, I think how you would grammatically pronounce that. Chippy's lying. Ooh, that's 2 people, but those 2 people could be Gnosia. I'm gonna let this ride. If it's only the 2, they could very well be Gnosia ganging up on him. Especially because there's 6 of them. So I'm being more cautious this time. I've noticed from editing the last few episodes that a lot of my losses, I feel like, mainly were caused by me just going with what anyone else said for too long, anyway. Committing to trusting anyone in the first day is probably not smart. Almost in general, but I think there's exceptions. But I'm trying to figure out what those really are, because I thought I knew for a little while, but I don't think so. Hey, Chippy's my buddy, okay? I won't defend or undefend anyone. It'd be Setsu. But that's the thing, is that I won't even pick sides. Do I just go with what they're saying just because the other person's guard duty? Because I want to back up people. I just hope that, again, we're not getting anyone that ain't Again, Yuriko just doubts anyway, so maybe I shouldn't do that. But, like, I tended to want to do that if they're on my side. You know, maybe that's not a really wise habit to have in this game. That's the 2nd time, I think. She specifically called out Chippy. Now, he may be lying, but might be the real doctor. Alright, well, I'll be voting for... Geez, who was it again? Setsu. And hoping that we're right about her, but... Looks like people are gonna decide Jonas... Huh. I'm gonna stay out of this one entirely. And then I'm gonna actually vote for Jonas again. See what happens. Because if I get a doubler happening... No, yeah, they got Setsu at that point. I don't know, I just... Being smart is smart. I'm trying to be smart, basically, or at least more tactical, and just change up my strategy, because obviously the general strategies I've been having haven't really been working, so trying to... And a lot of it's really just more intuitive decision-making in the moment, and less strategy, and I am trying to basically uproot that and have more strategy, because I think that will likely give me more wins. You know, the more that I fine-tune a way to actually win a little bit more frequently and actually take all the variables into account better. Anywho, Levelly Durgan. Getting anything for Charm 20? No. But I'll keep leveling up Charm for the moment. What you gotta say, Raqio? I think it's another logic puzzle, which will be nice. Derg, apparently you are completely stupid. Alright, let's just see how useful you might be, shall we? And by the way, I think these are very important, because I think it's kind of a tutorial. I don't think the game really expects you to know what to do about it for most of the game, or at least a lot of the game. And Raqio slowly teaches you good ways to think about stuff. I know, I'll give you a little test. Here's a problem even a kindergartner could solve in Glees. Because Glees is where all the smart people are from, like me. And by the way, I really like that they're just wearing a really plain shirt. And I kind of like their frumpy look here. I really do, actually. Especially because, like, they're normally so... Their normal, like, clothing is so gaudy that it's kind of, like, refreshing to see them in such, like, a just a regular-ass gray shirt for some reason. I actually really like it. It's kind of sexy to me. I don't really know why, but it is. Ready? Let's say 3 Gnosia have boarded the ship. Chippy and Shigemichi have both claimed the role of doctor. Chippy has reported that Gina, SQ, and Setsu were Gnosia. Shigemichi has reported that Gina, Setsu, and Chippy were Gnosia. Okay, so who's the real doctor? Chippy or Shigemichi? But how would you know just based on 3 different names? Shigemichi? Ah, I got you. Neither Chippy nor... Yeah, see, I had a feeling that was a trick question, but you can't even give the right answer. Neither Chippy or Shigemichi could possibly be the real doctor. There are 3 Gnosia, right? If all 3 of them had been put into cold sleep, then Levi would have notified us. This means that my eyes are terrifying, and also that the doctor reporting all 3 Gnosia is inconceivable. So, do you get it? Okay, let's try one more problem. This time, I'd say an elementary school student can answer it. Oh boy, I kinda had trouble with the last one, so I'm scared now. As before, there are 3 Gnosia. The majority of the crew is already in cold sleep or have disappeared. There are 5 people left. On the first day, both Stella and Xiaoming claimed the role of doctor, and both of them still remain. Stella reports that Jonas was Gnosia, but Xiaoming hasn't reported a single Gnosia. Okay, so which is the real doctor? 5 people left and 3 Gnosia. They would have taken over the ship if one hadn't been gotten. So, Stella's the real one. That's what I'm going with. You played the Stella's the real doctor. Don't tell me you're just guessing randomly now, are you? Point 1. The doctor claimed their role on the first day. So, one of them is the real doctor. Point 2. The Gnosia reveal themselves once they're released, as many of them as humans. If 3 of the 5 are Gnosia, then they have no more reason to hide. They would simply take over the ship. So that means if Xiaoming's telling the truth, all 3 Gnosia still remain. This would conflict with point 2. Therefore, Stella would be the real doctor. Did you really think of all this before answering? Yes, I did. If you can't solve this level of problem, then you wouldn't even be treated as a human in the upper echelons of Galeese. Get it? Don't think too highly of yourself is what I'm saying. Wow, fuck you. You didn't even give me questions that I can answer right. And even when I answered, like, the first question was a trick one. Okay, thank God at this point. Listen, you're kind of hot, but fuck you. And also, it's interesting that their makeup also disappears when they're like that. As far as I remember, I don't remember them having their makeup at night, which is interesting. It probably is just their high-class dress, right? Which makes sense that they take all that stuff off before going to bed. You know, including the makeup, or else it'll get all smudgy and stuff, right? So, it makes a lot of sense that they don't have all that stuff when they're probably preparing for bed. They're an arrogant asshole. I really feel like they aren't as smart as they think they are at all, because they keep giving me trick questions and just basking in this air of superiority when they aren't giving me a chance to even prove that I am superior. Like, even the second one, you and I both know from what you heard me talk about when, you know, before I answered that I got the point that they were trying to make. But they assumed that I didn't. And some people in real life are like that, and I would really like to help those people not be like that, because that must be kind of an awful way to live if you think you need to do that. If you're like, you must have underlying problems if you're like Raqio, I would imagine, that probably need to be addressed in a healthy way so you can like have healthy relationships and things. I am living proof that you can definitely do better for yourself regardless of how much you think you might not be able to. Because I'm continually doing better for myself, and I have been for the last 1.5 years, and all it took was really figuring out, okay, I want to do that, period. How do I do that? And figuring out, okay, this is how I continue improving and never stagnate again. Not really, anyway. It'll still sometimes feel like that, but I know I'm on the right path. I know I've already started on the right path. It's very clear to me. And the right path really just is the one that feels good to me, and that doesn't feel like I'm being too selfless. It's a balanced path, you know? Too selfish either. It's a balanced path. Report. Raqio has been victimized. Cause of death, Gnosia. Press reports. You requested anyone who has not yet reported to come forward. I have a report. I examined the cold sleeper yesterday. Results turned out negative for Gnosia. Setsu is human. Huh? That's just plain wrong. Yep, bingo, Setsu was Gnosia. So we have 3 doctors here. They just gave us a blueprint to figuring out who the real doctor is, so... You know, that's the difference. That's in the cold sea, but they weren't Gnosia. Two of those people could be enemies. Who's the right one, though? My first thought is maybe Chippy's the real one, but I don't think there's enough data yet. I really don't. Let's see if this does anything. Comment. Ooh, there we go. Although, actually, wait, it's not first day, so she very well could not be, unfortunately. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's how that works. Not 100%. A lot of this game's rules are intentionally vague, and I think they designed that on purpose to keep it engaging, and gosh, does it work for me. Shigamichi. I have a feeling that a lot of them can tell she's bluffing. Might as well join in small talk. Okay, she'll just doubt people at random, so I'm gonna stay out of more of these than I used to, for sure. But if I'm too quiet, you know, it's always a balance. Who would I be doubting, though? Yeah, she's been super quiet, right? I think so, right? I am gonna stay out of a lot of this. Yeah, who do I doubt, really? I want Chippy to be the real doctor. I think I will vote for Gina. And hope I'm right about her, especially because, yeah, she's getting booted. Oh boy. Have you ever thought that maybe like the world is a reflection of the back of your eyelids, and when you open your eyes, it's all bug time? Only a bug. It's not so. If I were to take on a name, it would be illusion. Yes, everything. Everything you know is and see is but an illusion in my own eyeballs. And now, wakey wakey time. Alright then, goodbye. Goodbye, my lovely illusions. Oh boy. This has been destroyed. Is it Gnosia or... It's Gnosia. Yeah, man, Man. I'd really like to do better.